goes out to wave amplitude, longest day of the year, or heat, hot, day, positive, and then it does the opposite, negative, cold, dark, whatever. And it always balances itself on that wave. And there are 4 points, 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The unveiling, because the sun unveils a year every time he goes through the circuit of Galilee. By the way, just check out your Strong's Concordance. When Jesus goes on the circuit of Galilee, he's going through the zodiac belt. That's why the Gospels say, and the Lord was with the wild animals of the forest. Yeah, but the sun is always with the wild animals. You know, there's a lion over here, scorpion over here. It's always referring to this. And whether you want to learn all your theology from here or your sacred geometry from here, the secret of creation is in the wave. Any language you want to of the sciences you want to discover, this will give you all the answers. The wave. Here is how we descend from the Empyrean. This is our true home. White, magnetic, still, undivided, divine, light. Immortal, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. The 4 Oms. That's where we dwell. It's called the Empyrean, our true home. Below are 10 concentric rings. And these rings correspond with the 10 Sephiroth of Kabbalah. Here is the earthly realm in which we live. There's the earth. The moon, the fastest of the orbs, is the first keeper of the first heaven. Mercury, 88 days, second keeper. Venus, 225 days, third keeper of the third heaven. Sun, Sol Invictus, 1 year, middle. Mars, nearly 2 years. Jupiter, 12 years. Take note, Jupiter is the ruler of the whole system. Why is Zeus the god of gods? Because 12. 12 is the dodecahedron, the ruler of the 4 platonic solids. Saturn, 30 years, of course. Go to Stonehenge. How many stones around the perimeter? 30. Because it's for Saturn. Every temple is for Saturn, isn't it? Who are temples devoted to? Saturn. Temple comes from tempo. Tempo is time. Time is chronos, chronology. Chronos is Saturn. So of course, you're going to have Stonehenge and have 30 stones, because he is the Lord of the whole system. He has rings and he is the Lord of the rings. He is on the Tropic of Capricorn, which is known as a portal, the gateway of the gods. She is on the Tropic of Cancer, ruler of Cancer. Moon here, Saturn here. We descend from the gateway of man, the portal of man. We go through, down, and if our consciousness can exceed the vibration of these 7, we get to go to heaven. Uranus, the 8th sphere. Uranus is the first of the invisible planets. Uranos in Greek means heaven. We get to go to heaven. Another dimension. The spirit part that we already are. This is just the matter bit. We're convinced, as Albert Einstein said, reality is an illusion, albeit a persistent one. We certainly do give a lot of credence to it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we do. Because we like the dance. It's a dance of duality. And so we go to this, it's called the primum mobile, then the crystalline sea. No, is that right? The crystalline sea, the primum mobile, and can someone help me? The three...
What, the planets?
No, the rings, the 10 rings, the 10 planes. So Moon, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, the earthly terrestrial of the... These are the 7 lower rings of the Kabbalah. There are 10 rings. Then you have the crystalline sea, the primum mobile, I forget the other one, never mind, and over and above that is the Empyrean. And all of this, below, all of it, is electrical light. The one force that prime creator, Isis, whatever you want to call her or him, the light, it's sexless really. Because sex is electrical, positive and negative. Magnetism has no sex. But we do call it the Virgin Mother, the Mother of God. God, i.e. electricity. The producer of this illusion. See, below that is an illusion. It's a beautiful illusion. It's a song, it's a universe. You see, when we play songs, we know that the song must have an end. But we do delight when it's playing, don't we? The harmonies, the rhythm, the words, the meaning. But then every song goes back to silence. And so this is the silence point. When God, Ein Sof, decides that he's had enough of unity, bliss, and wants to experience a bit of pleasure and pain, that's what they call the Big Bang. And electricity is born. The word, logos, cymatics. Because really sound is just, light is 40 octaves higher than sound. So if you're playing your guitar, and if you could go up high, up your fingerboard 40 octaves, you would be actually playing light every note you play. Sound and light. That's all the universe does. Sound and light. One light is still, all-knowing, and it's behind the scenes producing this effect, and it's the cause. And the other one's doing all of this. It's electricity. And yet we insist that it has elements, and in quantum physics now it's so complicated. Walter Russell says all of those, names that they've got, hundreds of names that they've to all these non-existent elements that they've found. He says it's just different vibrations of electricity. It's a thought wave universe. It's so simple. Here in the Ennead, one of the most beautiful documents that was produced basically in the Roman Republic period by Virgil, basically copying all the great sacred texts which are based on this holy science. And as he said in the beginnings, this is book 6 of the Ennead, 730. In the beginning, Spirit fed all things from within, the sky and the earth, level waters, the shining globe of the moon, and the Titan's star, the sun. It was mind that set all this matter in motion. Infused through all the limbs, it mingled with the great body. And from the union there sprang the families of men and of animals, the living things of the air, and the strange creatures born beneath the marble surface of the earth. The living force within them is of fire, and its seeds have their source in heaven. This is what Walter Russell says. The seeds of everything you see, animals, trees, humans, whatever you see with your eyes, the seed of it is in the centre of the sun, in the causal still 0 point of the centre of our sun, which Eric Dollard, check him out on YouTube, Eric Dollard, double L, says that the sun is hollow, empty. It's empty. And when you see sunspots, on the sun, you're peering into, it's just a veil. That's all it is. It's cold. There's no hydrogen being compressed in the sun. That's a real myth, that one. Because you see, the oil barons want us to burn stuff and keep their fictional money going, so they've got to convince all the scientists that are paid by them to tell us that it's a hydrogen furnace. And it's not. It's cold. It's powered by, well, according to Eric Dollard, it's a converter. It's a transformer. And it transforms primary power. He calls it force. He says primary force into secondary force. It would be primary power. Magnetism is power. Electricity is force. Because it vibrates. Magnetism does not vibrate. It's still.
Would you go with the idea that it may be a doorway?
What's that?
The sun.
It is. It's a portal. We come from there. We go back to there. The Father fountains of light. They are portals. That's why Jesus says no one goes to the Father except through me. Because that's not literal Jesus, that's literary Jesus speaking. That's the hero of wisdom that walks that path. The brazen serpent of Moses in the wilderness. Or whatever you want to call it, Quetzalcoatl. Any god that has a name is on that ecliptic. Never anywhere else. That's it. Theology is born from that symbol. That's why they tell you. They have crosses on their temples. And Walter Russell said the secret of creation is in the wave, because that cross is the cross of the wave. It's two equal points, it's two unequal points. And that's how light gets things done, the Lord Jesus Christ. Anyway, I can continue, but it's beautiful. The Ennead is just choice. It is exquisite. It's a literary work. And as Shakespeare used historical persons to make plays, so did everybody else. But they're literary works, not to be taken literal. There's the 10 concentric circles. At the bottom you have the earth, remember? Malkuth, which is exactly the same as ether. Kether. Right? Because it all comes from ether. That's the Empyrean. And see, as we walk these paths, the 22 paths of the 22 letters of light, because the Hebrew language was made from light. They're all sacred. Everything's made from light. And so is the English language. It's produced by light. In fact, they discovered that if they put a pole in the ground, a serpent, like that, and they put coiled serpents around that, like that, two of them, as the sun rises in the morning, and this is a sundial, it's just a pole with two serpents coiled around it, and as the sun goes from dawn to dusk, 22 separate, individual, distinct letters are born as shadows on the earth, and they are the 22 of all 22s. The tarot card, major arcana, the Hebrew letters, the 22 paths, and as we climb these paths...
Is that one of your graphs, Santos?
Yes, this is my chart based, I didn't make it, I don't do graphics, my niece does all my charts for me, but this is based on the Golden Dawn system. Not 100%, I've got my information from various sources, but this is pretty much, this is it. This is the syncretic Kabbalistic truth. And so you see all the paths that we must walk, and the purpose is to go through these spheres. And here there is a pseudo-sephiroth called Da'at. Da'at means the doorway, knowledge. Knowledge, feminine understanding, masculine wisdom, back home. And you're all going back home. Some quicker than others. But we're all going home. And that is our home, the Empyrean. Empyrean means fire. The dwelling place of fire, spirit. But as you go through that, that's gnosis, knowledge. Knowledge is the doorway.
So I'm seeing there, like, the glyphs on the throat chakra of Neptune and Saturn. Am I seeing it
Absolutely.
right?
Yes.
Right, so is that about speaking our truth and learning our lessons then?
Oh, by the time you're up here, once you've passed that hidden door, this is hidden for a reason. It's implied. It's not really there. It's implied. Obviously, there's a gap there, right? So once it's all truth. Neptune is the Holy Spirit. Pluto is the transformer. Uranus is the Christ. In all systems, Uranus is the Christ, the true timekeeper. We tend to think that Kronos is, but his daddy is. Kronos is 30 years, just don't cut it. It's Uranus's 1,000 years that cut it. Every 12 revolutions of Uranus is 1,000 years. No wonder the scriptures are full of, a day with man, with God, with man is as 1,000 years with God. And they will rule with Jesus as kings and priests for 1,000 years. And Satan shall be bound for 1,000 years. Because Uranus, 84 years is his orbit, times 12 equals 1,008 years. Now all you guys that have done your sacred numerology, and when you see that number, boom, boom, yeah? Double of that, 2016, again, boom, boom, yeah? That is a processional number. We can't escape procession because it's the key signature of our universe. Can't escape it. So Uranus, every 24 revolutions, and 24 is the key number. We have that on our watches. He does 2,000 year stint. He is the timekeeper. He is the Christ. And now he is ruling in the age of Aquarius, which, if we get time, we'll get into it. I have to speed along. There is Jesus Christ, the Saviour, in a stained glass window, hiding in the Kabbalistic tree, the beast with 10 horns, 10 heads and, 7 heads and 10 horns. It's in your body. It's a biochemical masterpiece, the Bible. It's a masterpiece. It needs to be reclaimed from the churchgoers, because they're killing people for it. And it's literary. Oh, but Humpty Dumpty was pushed off the wall. No, the wind blew him off. And they kill each other for that sort of technical interpretation. And it's all Humpty Dumpty anyway. Because Humpty Dumpty is the egg, the cosmic egg that the Christ is. It's just that Humpty Dumpty is a nursery rhyme, Christ is a gospel. Just a different class of writing, songs. But they're all songs. The universe does it. Can't forgive her. We can forgive them if the universe does. Godhead, Big Bang, or divine. The divine demiurgos coming into being. See, the Godhead gets bored with bliss. Apparently it's boring. So you've got to have some action. Right? And then you make 2 sexes. And this sex loves that sex. Sometimes they get it switched around, right? But it's sex nonetheless. Because it's 2. There's no sex. Well, there's bliss in the unity of Godhead. But this is a sexual play. It's positive and negative. And this is how the Godhead comes down to the animal and human stage and then returns astral, mental, spiritual, angelic, pre-angelic Godhead. And this is what many people are denying, because they're denying their Godhead because they're stuck in perhaps theology and they're waiting for a vicarious Saviour who's coming in the clouds apparently. You've got to wait. You have to wait though. That's the trick.
They'll be alright when I die.
Yeah, then they go to heaven, so we don't need him then. We just die. Tonk. Yeah, it's a big gimmick, it's a Ponzi scheme, just like all their other schemes. Right? Someone's come to save you. In the meantime, you're getting sodomised. Yeah. Oh yeah. And some people are asking, some people have let me want more. Yeah, please. Yeah. Because they register for everything. Oh, another service. I can get free. Where's the pen? I'm in a hurry to sing. That's what it's all about. Here, a beautiful book. If you ever get the time to read Alvin Boyd Kuhn's Who is This King of Glory, where it's a volume like this and it's just so worthy of your attention. This is how I mark my books, by the way. I'm embarrassed, but then again, that's how I retain information, right? But I know this is sacrilegious to some of you guys, but I've copied this in particular because it talks about the sacred numbers 3, 4, 7, 12, 40. It's all astrological. It's all about this science of light. But I don't have the time because I've got too much good stuff. Again, these are all the 12s. The 12 sailors of the ship, the 12 carpenters, the 12 builders. It's all the 12 signs of the zodiac, the 12 tribes of Israel. And then, of course, he explains how mind, spirit, descends like water descends as it goes from the clouds, and then it must ascend again. And the trunk of a tree has its branches, and so spirit comes down into matter and feeds matter and animates matter, and we're a part of that. There's the bodies, and these are surrounding us, and here is the causal light that we are. Never forget that this is you're made of this stuff, you know. Don't let the policeman convince you that you're just a blob of that. And this is our destiny, Satyaloka, the place of bliss. 7 chakras above our chakras. Here's the Sahasrara, crown chakra. And here, the 4th chakra, according to Thomas H. Burgoyne, this is where soulmates reunite in the other plane, if they haven't caught up with each other down here. So you'll need to read a chapter in his book, The Light of Egypt. I wonder if I can get a glass of water, please. Whoa. It's hot, isn't it?
It's really hot in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like really hot.
Santos, is there
there any chance you could maybe,
Turn it around here for sure.
Right. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's going to have to be turned from the bottom. There you go. That's your egg, folks. That's where you started your journey. You all started there. Gold. Ore is gold. OR. That's the cosmic egg. We all start there, folks. How come that's doing... Oh, I see. We need this to be over here. Can I do this? Probably wreck something. That's better. Alright. There's the ecliptic, folks. It's you know, I remember at school I did this. I loved geography. Loved it. I loved knowing where every country was. Where every capital city was, you know. Just to want to know. So this is familiar to me. I had a globe when I was young that had that. Maybe you've got a nice globe sitting on the desk and you check it out. Look at the ecliptic and study it. Meditate on it, because this is the key. It is absolutely the key. That's how light works. Light always departs from balance, does a positive thing. Let's keep it simple. I don't have any PhDs anyway, so I'm not going to talk over your heads. Gets balanced again, does a negative thing, and then goes back to balance again. It's simple. Nature doesn't mess around. She doesn't talk over your head. She reveals her glory simply, elegantly, sexily. That's just exquisite. And when you look at the glyphs, of this beautiful science, and then you know it's science. Here, Aries, the glyph, we know it, the McDonald's glyph, don't we? That's meridian. Because astronomers are trying to talk to astrologers and theologians and every other person, telling them that this is a symbol. Not from the devil. It's meridian. It's the tree. It's one of the trees. In fact, they put it like that because these mimic the ecliptic, and this is the meridian, the median, 0 point. Then over here they give you Cancer, and they tell you that Cancer is 69. Well, because again, the geodetic folks are trying to tell you that if you go part from the equator of the Earth and you go to the North Pole, you will get there in 90 days, 90 degrees, if you travel 69 miles every degree every day. So our Earth has a degree of arc on our Earth is 69 miles. Then you come to Libra, and it's got the sun going through the equator, setting. And as with all the other glyphs, they are there on cue to reveal great, beautiful secrets to those who have eyes to see. And there you go, again telling you, at 90 degrees it's 69 miles on the ecliptic, on the surface of the Earth. This is the key. Only this key is switched over. Aries is over here. Generally it's over here. Doesn't matter, it's only a graph. Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. There's the goat. The goat is the builder. He's always on the bottom, building. And there's the crab, the scarab, because the scarab was placed in Cancer by the Egyptians. And he always goes, he's always falling, you see. Oh, this way. It's going this way. But this is the portal of men, this is the portal of the gods. The Egyptians were teaching us, that's Nuit, goddess of the night. And these are all supporting the system of the skies. Learn the skies, know who you are, as above so below. This is the Masonic arch. This is another royal arch. Royal means Ra and Al. Ray, the light of God, and Allah. El, Elios. I'm just crossing disciplines. Sciences. Here's the Mayan system. Exactly the same. Based on the 4 points. March 21st, June 21st, September 21st, December 21st, coming that way. There it is. So it's the 8. There's the cardinal cross. So you'd have Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and then you have the cross quarter days. And you get that everywhere, in every temple, on every part of this planet. Here you have the key. They're telling you the key. This is the way the heavens are constructed. Aries is always here, and here is Libra. So actually Libra is normally below here, but they've put 7 signs in this one, because there's a reason for that. The summer months appropriate the extra sign.
What book's that in? Do you know what book? Can you remember what book that
No, I think it's from Manly P. Hall's works.
You know, on there they've got the moon on one side and the sun on the other. But you do see it with the sun on the other side and the moon on the other side. So reverse the notes.
I could do 6 hours here if you like.
So if you were standing in the foresaw looking through it from the other direction, it would be on the opposite side.
Yeah, boas and jackin, basically. Boas and jackin. Or, sorry, boas would be the feminine, isn't it? Jackin is the masculine. Jack is the sun. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. That's the, that's these. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius. That's what that is. How to square a circle? There's only squares. There's only spheres and cubes in the universe, according to Walter Russell. So what they're telling you is that's what the universe is doing. It's squaring circles. It's already doing it. Generation, God, light. This has many levels. You know, many levels. Gaia, geometry, sacred geometry. The Pleiades. The Pleiades are here in Taurus, and it's heaven in the head. Heaven. Again, there's the key, and this is why they always say that you go from Capricorn to Aries, where the 7 stars of the Pleiades are. So that's the stairway to heaven. There is the key. March the 21st, the equinox, the beauty of the sun in spring or in the morning. Because this cycle, yearly cycle, mimics the daily cycle. You see? Here you have the start of the year, spring, summer, autumn, winter. But during the day you have 6 AM, 12 midday, 6 PM, 12 midnight. Therefore, have you seen a sunrise lately? Is it beautiful? Would you say, oh God, that's ugly? The sun's rising. It's beauty. Strength. How hot is the sun at midday? Wisdom when the sun is setting. Even the animals pause. We pause. And that's the ideal time to kiss the sun, as they used to in ancient times. There's the wheel, 8-spoke wheel. Equinox, solstice, royal ark. Arch is ark. Noah's ark, the Ark of the Covenant, degrees of ark. It's all science. And this is where we begin, perhaps, to understand the microcosm in the story of. Right now, we're going to focus on the biochemical story in the Bible, and we're going to sort of hone in on that rather than astrology, astrotheology, and all of those archetypes. So we're going to see the story. Remember the little seed, the little egg, the golden cosmic egg.
You're halfway through, Santos.
I'm halfway through.